Every violinist at some point in their journey encounter this. That moment of dread, when you're playing a beautiful sustained note, perhaps a tender melody, or a quiet orchestra passage, and suddenly your bow decides to develop a mind of its own. I'm talking about the infamous bow shake or bouncing bow. If you experience this, let me be the first to tell you, this isn't a sign of weakness, a lack of practice, or some inherited flaw in your technique. It's a fundamental challenge that has frustrated violinists from students in their first year to the legendary virtuosos of centuries. Many of us have felt that creeping panic as the bow starts to shake, especially in those exposed quiet moments. So today we're going to demystify what happens and, more importantly, equip you with a powerful and often overlooked solution. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Kalina Yankova, a violinist, educator, and entrepreneur. And this is my educational platform where I share insights, techniques, and nuances of a violin playing. So why does it happen? Let me show you how the bow bounces in the middle and how easy it is to make it bounce. So if we start from the frog, usually it starts to bounce here somewhere. Many people want to have more loose grip of the bow, and then they think that, okay, if the problem is my fingers, then let's loosen up. So they are like holding like this. But the truth is that that will make your bow bounce even more. And the opposite thing is that people may grip the bow even more, which also makes it very heavy. The sound is not good, and then it's still bouncing, so it will be just more tense. And probably bounce slower. Before we solve the problem, let's understand its roots. The modern violin bow, as we know it, was refined by masters like François Todt, precisely to be springy and responsive. It's designed to have a certain amount of give and flexibility. This means that the bow has a natural tendency to bounce or oscillate. Watch this. I can get the bow to bounce quite easily with a very little active input, especially around the middle where its natural balance point lies. It's not your fault, it's simply physics. The challenge arises when this natural tendency interferes with your desire of a smooth, unbroken sound, particularly at a slower speed and softer dynamics. When this happens, our instincts often lead us down unhelpful paths. One common reaction is to loosen the grip entirely, thinking if my hand is causing the problem, I will just get out of the way. But as you can see here, if I completely relax my control the bow, it will just bounce more freely. Another instinct is to power through by pressing down harder and playing louder. And that applies more pressure at the moment in stabilizing the bow, but however, it's rarely the desired musical effect you want. We often want that smooth, soft sound precisely when the bow shake is most likely to occur. In those exposed quiet passages where volume isn't an option. We established that we don't want to hold our bow too loose when we don't want it to shake. And we don't want to hold it too tight. And grip the bow. In both cases, the bow will shake. So then what is left? Imagine trying to hold a single feather perfectly still in the air. Your hand may tremble because there is no resistance, no job for your muscles to do. Now imagine holding a small light dumbbell or your bow. Your muscles engage, finding their stability, and your hand becomes much steadier. We need to give our bow hand muscle a control job to do, even when playing softly. And this is not about a brute force, it's about a subtle, intelligent engagement. This brings us to what I call the secret weapon against a bow shake. First, let's ensure that your fundamental bow hold is solid. And I propose for a bow hold where your fingers are curved and flexible and allowing the bow to sit comfortably with your hand, not dangling or far away. And this gives you immediate responsive control. Now, the key for this is rotation. And we are not talking about lifting your entire wrist or arm. Instead, think about rolling the bow stick gently between your thumb and fingers. Specifically, we want to roll the stick away from your body. Increase the angle of the stick relatively to the hair of the string. This action engages the muscle in your thumb and the fingers. And it's a very specific, stabilizing way to control the bow. The thumb provides resistance as the stick rolls against it. And the string remains contact with the hair all the time, so you don't lift the bow. Let's break down this roll in detail. Place your bow on the string, starting with the hair relatively flat, and now with your thumb acting as a pivot and an anchor point, gently begin to roll your bow stick away from you towards the scroll. You notice the angle of the stick increasing. So continue rolling until the stick reaches its natural limit against your curved thumb. This subtle, sustained effort to row puts a small but significant workload onto the muscles of your hand and the thumb. And this workload prevents them from trembling or giving way to the bow's natural bounce. It's like engaging your core muscles to stabilize your posture. A small engagement, big stability. So I'll start with all of the hair on the string, curved fingers, and around here the bow will start to bounce. And I curve my fingers and roll the bow against the scroll. So one more time. You probably saw and perhaps heard the bow's natural tendency to shake. But then as I engage that movement with the row and resist with my thumb, the bow instantly stabilizes and the sound remains soft and smooth with no unwanted interruptions. The bow may still have a tiny, almost imperceptible shaking, but the hair remains firmly on the string, and the sound is much better. You can practice this by just putting the bow on the string and practice the movement so you understand how to roll your thumb and the fingers towards the scroll. So just understand how the muscles moved when you are doing this movement. How does it feel in your hand? And what happened with the bow? And with the hair, because you are not having all of the hair on the string. Obviously, when you roll that much, you have much less hair. So start doing that and experimenting, just to get the feeling in your fingers first. And look at the thumb. It's always bent, but it's when you roll, it's becoming even more bent for me. Actually, it's more straight here. When I roll, it's becoming more bent because I'm like from this, I'm trying to push, and then by pushing the thumb is bending even more, and it's touching the hair for me, which is quite okay in this case. And when you practice this, let's say 20 times, or until you understand this in your body, the movement in your body, then you can try to play it on a long note. We start with all of the hair here, and then we bend and roll. Stand like this. I straighten a little bit here because it's almost impossible to play to the top of the bow without straightening your fingers, so they will be more straightened. But then on the way back, we do the same thing. So we start with all of the hair, and then we're in the middle, most likely to shake, we roll again. Done. The beauty of this controlled workload technique isn't just a versatile tool. It's also a tool that you can use in emergencies. It can be something that you have in your toolbox of techniques that you can always use when you feel nervous, when you're exposed and you don't have any other outbreak. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't feel perfect immediately. Experiment with the amount of row that feels right for you. This isn't just about stopping the shake, it's about unlocking a new level of control and expressiveness in your playing. Give this technique a try, practice it a couple of times, and I promise you that you'll start to feel a profound difference in your bow stability and confidence. I would love to hear about your progress. Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you're looking for more personalized guidance, feedback on your technique, or just want to work through a specific music challenge, you can always find me on my online school at Rising Strings Academy, and keep practicing and exploring and making beautiful music. See you in my next lesson.